IPOB disowns Simon Ekpa, declares Kanu's lawyer Ejimako persona non grata. With this, we welcome you all to this wonderful channel. We bring you updates happening in and around the country. If this is your first time viewing our TV channel, do well to subscribe. Turn on the notification button to keep you updated whenever we drop our videos. Be sure to like, comment, and of course share the video to your friends and your family members to keep them updated too whenever we drop our videos. On our screen, we have IPOB disown Simon Ekpa, declares Kanu's lawyer Ejimako persona non grata. Let's get to the detail of this news. Abuja, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has distanced itself from Simon Ekpa and his supporters and declared Aloy Ejimako persona non grata. The movement, led by Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, debunked the claims made by Ejimako on Arise Television on July 29, 2023, stating that Ekpa's supporters were the same as Kanu's followers. IPOB spoke as the Apes Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Ndibo, has condemned the incessant sit-at-home in the southeast. This is even as troops conducting operations to deter enforcement of the sit-at-home order in the southeast by IPOB and ESN. On Monday, successfully raided hideouts and training camps belonging to IPOB/ESN in Oshomoghu Forest, spanning Anambra and Imo State. However, former civilian governor of Anambra State, Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezefe, has expressed optimism that the moment the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, is released from detention, the relevance of the factional leader Simon Ekpa would fizzle out completely. He said Ekpa and his actions are currently drawing enormous attention because Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention, insisting that once Kanu is out, he knows how to nip Ekpa's incessant sit-at-home orders and other activities in the bud. In a statement yesterday, IPOB's Media and Publicity Secretary, Ekpa Powerful, clarified that while some misguided supporters of Ekpa were indeed followers of Kanu, the majority of Ekpa's supporters were opponents of the IPOB mission. Simon Ekpa was never an IPOB member and has no alliance whatsoever with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB, he stated. Ekpa, who heads his group called Autopilot and has declared himself their prime minister, was accused of working against IPOB's efforts. He, Simon Ekpa, has not attributed the infamous sit-at-home to IPOB, even though he is hiding under the pretense of seeking for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release, Ekpa Powerful added. IPOB's leadership warned against any assumption that Ekpa has any connection with Kanu and the movement. The statement also cautioned against Ejimako's claim, calling them a product of crass ignorance and advising the public to ignore them. The statement also made it clear that Ejimako, who was contracted to handle specific cases for Kanu, was not the legal representative of IPOB as a movement and had no authority to speak for IPOB outside the few legal matters assigned to him. He has no reason to meddle in IPOB operations beyond the special legal matters that he was contracted to handle, the statement read. In closing, the movement urges individuals and lawyers who engage in negotiation with politicians, business people, and religious leaders on behalf of IPOB to cease such actions. They caution that if activities persist, they will be publicly exposed. The public was finally urged to ignore Ejimako's claim made during the Arise television interview. It is completely false that Simon Ekpa and his supporters are followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, concluded Ekpa Powerful. I think the news is self-explanatory. There is no need going to explain it any longer. What Ekpa Powerful is trying to say in essence is there is no relationship between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. And as well, Ejimako coming on the media to say that the supporters of Simon Ekpa are as well the followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is false. that the news is false, that they should not accept it. Okay, and as well, he went as far as saying that Simon Ekpa, that Ejimako should mind his business. He should stay. He should maintain his line as as the lawyer contracted to handle some legal issues for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He should not pass the lane. He should not cross the line. I think this is where we are dropping it before we move to the next on our headline. But there is a question that I have to ask. What do you think regarding this video? What is your take on this particular matter? Is Simon Ekpa not really the Prime Minister for the indigenous people of Biafra? Is Simon Ekpa not really working hand in hand with Nnamdi Kanu? Because looking at this whole thing, I think there is a misunderstanding between these IPOB people. Like, they don't understand themselves. Like, they are just antagonizing each other. And I think the better high time they come together, the high time they realize they are one, the better for them. I think this is where I will drop it right now, and I expect your comments at the comment section. Quickly, let's move down to the second one on our screen. This is coming from Tinubu. Everybody with their own wahala. 2023 election most credible in Nigeria's history. This is from Tinubu. Tinubu not talk say that the only election that is most credible in Nigeria history so far is the 2023 just concluded election. Let's get to the detail of this news. President Bola Tinubu on Thursday made his first appearance at the National Executive Council meeting of the All Progressive Congress (APC) since his inauguration as president, where he adjudged the election that brought him to power as the most credible ever in the history of Nigeria. Tinubu said he is so convinced, despite existing legal battles in court challenging the process. He said, "Yes, we are facing challenges in court, but I think this is the most credible election in Nigeria. So we must congratulate ourselves as a Democrat. Those who cannot accept the result of a free and fair election do not deserve the joy of victory." Speaking about the affairs of the party, which has produced the former governor of Kano, Abdullahi Ganduje, as chairman, Tinubu said the party has a responsibility to promote unity, stability, and love amongst others. According to him, being elected to serve is an opportunity to fulfill your dreams and the dreams of our founding fathers. The president also acknowledged that there are governance issues that need to be tackled head on. Taking it head on, we must oil the wheel, grease it, and we are submitted ministerial list to Senate for screening and approval. We are in the process of fully establishing the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. I can see a number of my friends here, and you have not been able to see me. It is what you all fought for to bring me here. We have governance issues, and you will not see me as often as you want to, he stated. I think this is where we are going to bring it, and then let's deliberate on this matter of his election being the most credible in Nigeria's history so far. What do you think? Like, do you really agree to this fact that Tinubu's election is that the 2023 election is the most credible election so far in Nigeria history? Noting I'm stating the fact that at the initial, when the election was being conducted, we heard that Peter Obi is winning over all states, like he's pulling the crowd over all states. And then within all the citizens, in the hearts of all the citizens, Tinubu and Peter Obi is the winner of this election. No two ways about it. No one sitting on the fence. And then all of a sudden, the next day, all of a sudden after the result, we heard that Tinubu has become the president. And till now, people are doubting the credibility of that. People are doubting how sincere INEC is to that fact. Because looking at it, even from the constitution, he was not able to pull the particular percent of votes he is expected to pull at the FCT, Federal Capital Territory. He didn't. And so what makes this election credible? When the things you are expected to do, you did not do them. I mean, practically, looking at it that day, looking at it that day, we need a soothsayer to tell the public that Peter Obi is going to win this election. And then all of a sudden, we don't know how things get maneuvered, and then Tinubu as the Republic of Nigeria. And here, a man who did saying his election is the most credible in Nigeria's history. I think Tinubu was sleeping when he made such comments. I don't know if this is it. I don't know if I've gotten it well, but I think this is what you are thinking, and it is what other persons are thinking, and it is what we are thinking. And so we are in this thinking faculty together. And so this is it. I don't know if there is anything else you have to add. Quickly do it at the comment section. Let's move down to the last on our screen before we bring it to an end. This is coming from Yakubu. INEC has nothing to hide. INEC has nothing to hide. Yakubu don't talk say but as ibado, even though say una they carry me for neck, even though say una carry me for neck, make I tell una say INEC will not get anything to hide at all. So let's get to the detail of this news. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on Wednesday said, contrary to what some people may think, it has nothing to hide regarding to the conduct of the 2023 general elections. The news agency of Nigeria, NAN, reports that INEC chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu stated this at the post-election review of the 2023 general elections with media stakeholders in Lagos. Yakubu said there were many positive things that came out of the 2023 election despite the many challenges. The chairman admitted that despite the challenges during the last elections, there would be continuous improvements by the commission in conducting elections nationwide. This is an opportunity for the media executives in their various organizations to tell us what they have seen and how we can continue to improve the electoral process in the future. The Commission has nothing to hide, and it is this type of interaction that will continuously improve on the process for future elections. Clearly, there are many positives. There are many positives coming from the general elections, and at the same time, we admit that there are many challenges in the last election. There are several election litigations at the various elections tribunals nationwide, while we should be careful not to touch on issues that are clearly subjudice. Yakubu said INEC invited media executives that operate at the state, local government, and community levels that had covered the elections and interacted with Nigerians in their local languages. He said the commission, in addition to what it did in Abuja in the previous week, would also listen to the executives on what came out of reporters about the elections at local and community levels. According to him, it is through these interactions and discussions with the media that the Commission can widen the scope of consultations on the election. Yakubu stated that as part of the review it was undertaking, the Commission would like to know what constraints the media experience right from the process of accreditation to access to locations of polling units and collation centers during the elections. He said it would also want to get appraised security arrangements and ask for improvement going forward. Yakubu said that the Commission may approach the National Assembly to amend the law to accommodate Nigerians that were unable to vote because of the nature of their jobs. For instance, there are many Nigerians that did not have the opportunity to vote on election day simply because our law says that you can only vote where you registered. So most of the journalists on the election day worked in places other than where they are registered, so they do not have the opportunity to vote. This doesn't apply only to journalists, it also applies to officials of INEC itself, the regular and ADHOC officials, including the security agencies. So through this kind of interaction, we get recommendations coming from stakeholders and see in what area we are going to approach the National Assembly to amend the laws. I think this is the end. So in all of what we are saying, in all of this I've read so far, Yakubu Muhammad is pointing to the fact. He's pointing to what he seems as fact, that the just concluded election was free and fair, and that INEC has nothing to hide. INEC has nothing to hide. And then, with what we were seeing on that day, P2B was winning. And then after the election, P2B didn't even come second, he came third. Like, how possible was it? And again, we had issues. We had some matters arising in Lagos State, that some women or a woman was not allowed to vote for Labour Party, if not APC. And why some were not allowed to vote for Labour Party, some were even injured in the process of voting for Labour Party. And then here is Yakubu telling the public, telling us, trying to convince us in the way I don't know, that INEC has nothing to hide in the just concluded election. I don't know if these people think we did not go to school. I don't know if they think we are not graduates. I don't know if they think we are not learned. I don't even know what they are thinking exactly. Because if they are really thinking that we are learned, if they are really thinking that there are citizens in Nigeria that are learned, that are educated, then most of the things they come up to the media to say, they come up to say in the media, they would not say it. Because we have our brains, we have our mentals, they are all working, they are all functional. We have our eyes, we can see. Even though we can't read, we can understand signs, gestures, and movement. We can understand images, we can understand motion. So what are they trying to tell us? I think I not get too much time to the waste for this particular matter. But the thing be say, I don't know what they think, but I know say waiting they think now, waiting Musa they think, and waiting Musa they think now, waiting Ibrahim still they think. Our headline again: IPOB disowns Simon Ekpa, declares Kanu's lawyer Ejimako personal non grata. IPOB don't disown Simon Ekpa. Hey, the doctor Simon Ekpa, you are not one of us. In fact, at the initial, Simon Ekpa was never a member of IPOB. All he was doing was to gain fame from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was all he was doing. And now the question is, do you agree with this theory? Do you agree with this philosophy? Do you agree that Simon Ekpa, all he has been doing for so long, is only to his own benefit? If you agree, drop a comment. If you disagree, still drop it at the comment section. Moving down, we have 2023 election most credible in Nigerians history. This is coming from Tinubu. Tinubu, they try to tell us, say that the just concluded election is the best, the highest, the most superb so far in the Nigerian history. Now the question is, do you agree to this fact? Or is there something that they are not telling us? Or is there something, or is this really irony? Is this really irony? Is this satire? What do you think to this headline? And then finally on our screen, INEC has nothing to hide. This is coming from Yakubu. Do you think Yakubu is telling the public the truth? What do you think about this INEC chairman, Yakubu? You can do that at the comment section. This is Imokobi TV. In case you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe. Turn on the notification button to keep you updated whenever we drop our videos. Be sure to like, comment, and of course share the video to your friends and your family members. Thank you and stay safe wherever you are. Wherever you represent well and good. And together we take Nigeria to the next.